My name is Benjamin Frey, and I work in mixed media, various media. So basically the majority of my work is drawing. It's a watercolor pencil drawing on a background of old book pages and acrylic paint. So this is actually a 19th century encyclopedia page that includes the article for Coney Island, which is the cyclone roller coaster. And so I take the panel and basically cover it in these pages, and as I come forward, I pull more interesting, more thematically related pages to have in the surface, in the foreground of that first layer. And then I paint over the top of it, which pushes the whole thing back and creates a kind of unified surface for my drawing. And then the drawing, like I mentioned before, the black is actually a watercolor pencil. It's just dry watercolor that I draw with on the surface, and then I paint into it with glazing medium and acrylic paint, and that basically liquefies my drawing and allows me to blend it with the paints and create this kind of sense of motion, some of the shading, and the mood of the kind of deeper shadows and things like that. For me, I've done a lot of work that is purely just kind of like the paper color, this kind of cream, somewhat off-white color, which provides a nice surface. But then I like the darkness of the kind of almost slate blue. It's almost like an earth tone blue. And then every once in a while, it's nice to have something like a little extra pop, something that really draws you in. And so just on a compositional level, I do like yellows. But in general, the best color to complement the natural kind of blue and yellow would be the red, which adds that kind of dynamic triangle of colors. Like in the piece the woman just mentioned behind you, the monkey with the taking the cell phone. There's the composition of the chimp who's kind of like looking at this object of technology, and then below it there's this flower, and it creates this dynamic contrast of the whole composition of the creature, and then this eye is drawn to this red point in it. I like movement. There's an energy to it. It adds kind of dynamically to a space if you're going to put something moving on your wall. But also it's an interesting subject. How do you capture that motion, that movement, that energy? So as a kind of artistic challenge, it drew me in.